Okay, so in this video we are going to look at how to name some organic compounds. We're going to focus more on alkanes and alkenes. Okay, how do we name some of the alkanes and some of the alkenes? Okay, so I need to mention here that for the first one, we have this structure. We also have a ring here. We have a cyclic uh, shape here. Okay, so how do we name this one? So this one that has double bonds in it, if we didn't have double bonds, we know that is cyclo. How many do we have? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's cyclohexane. But since it has rings, it has 3 double bonds there. It's not cyclohexane. It's called a benzene. Okay, so this is called a benzene. So when a benzene happens to be a branch, it's called a phenyl group. It's called a phenyl group. So let's go ahead and show how many carbons we have in the main chain. How many carbons do we have in the main chain? So we have here one. This one is the first one here, where this phenyl group is attaching, as well as this methyl group is attaching. We also have here 2. We also have 3. So in short, where the shape forms corners, so that is where a carbon is. So that's the third one. And then we have here 4. We have here 5. We have here 6. We have here 7, 8, 9, and the last one is here 10. So we have 10 carbons in this shape. We have 10 carbons in this shape. So what does that entail? Okay, so we have the parent name. So the parent name for this one, the parent name will be a decane. A parent name will be a decane since we have 10 carbons in there. Okay, so we're saying parent name decane. So which means it's an alkane, not an alkene. Reason being, we don't have any double bonds in there. We only have single bonds. We only have single bonds. So it is a decane to mean it is an alkane. Okay. So how many branches do we have? So we have a methyl at carbon number 10, a methyl at carbon number 1. So we have methyl, and so this one, a ring. So this ring is what we are calling a phenyl group, not a benzene, but a phenyl group. So we have methyl and a phenyl group. Okay. So the name of this, so the IUPAC name will be, so at 1 we have, so looking at, so we said for you to name the branches, you look at the alphabetical order. So which one comes first between a methyl and a phenyl? So you're going to discover that you have a methyl coming first in the alphabet. So we have a methyl at 1, 10. You put a hyphen, so you have a dimethyl. You also have a phenyl group at 1, so you put a hyphen and say 1, 1. another hyphen, phenyl decane. So it's 1,10 dimethyl 1-phenyl decane. So this is the name of this one. Since we have two methyl groups, we have one at 1 and the other one is at 10. So maybe you could ask, why did I choose to number it in that way? Why didn't I start from here where I've said 10? So we said branches are supposed to give you a smallest number possible. So if I started at the end here, I was going to have 1 methyl, but the other two were going to have 10. So at least most of the branches are supposed to have the smallest number possible when numbering the carbons. So I want you also to take note how I have numbered the carbons. I have not included this one because this one is a methyl group which is attached to the carbon in the main chain. So let's look at this one, the next one. So the next one, just by the presence of the double bond, you automatically know that this is an alkane. This is an alkane because of the presence of the double bond. All right. So if you can see here, a double bond is bonding to this one. So this is not a branch. Okay. It's not a substituent, but it is a carbon in the main chain. It is a carbon in the main chain. So here we have this carbon. So this will become carbon number 1, and this will become carbon number 2, and this will become carbon number 3, and this will become carbon number 4. All right. So under this one, these are not branches because you're able to see that the double bond is coming from this one where I've put 2 going to this one where I've put 1, as well as it's coming from here where I've put 3 to the 4th carbon there. So these ones are not branches. So they are in the main chain. So with this one, since we have a double bond here, we also have a double bond there, so the numbering does not matter in this one. You can start from either way, you're going to have the same thing because at the end we have a similar situation. So we have a double bond here where I've put 4 and 3. We also have a double bond here where I've put 1 and 2. If we had a one bond here where I've put 3 and 4, we were going to start from here counting, going. I would have started from the right, going to the left, because we said a double bond takes priority in numbering the number of carbons. In numbering carbons in alkenes, the double bond always takes priority. But in our case here, you can start from either sides because we have double bonds at the both sides. We have double bonds at both sides. Okay, so let's go ahead and identify what will be our parent name on this one. Okay, what will be our parent name on this one? So since we have 4 and 4 is butene, so our parent name will be butene. Our parent name will be butene. Our parent name is butene. So in this one, we don't have the branches. We don't have the branches. Branches. The UPAC name will be, so where do we have the double bond? So we have a double bond at 1. So it's a 1, 3 butene. 1, 3 butene. So it's showing us that we have a double bond at 1 as well as a double bond at 3. Now, why have I chosen 1 and 3 and I didn't choose 2 and 4 or 2 and 3. So the lowest number on the carbon, the two carbons that are having double bonds, you get the carbon that has a lower number. So at the beginning here we have 1 and 2. So we get a carbon that has a lower number, which is 1. Even here on the two carbons, you get a carbon that has a lower number, which is 3. So that's why I've chosen 1 and 3. So this one is a 1,3 butene. 1,3 butene. So let's look at the other one. So let me go ahead and show how many carbons we have in here, and then we can also show which route we can take. We can also show which route we can take. All right. So if you check how this one is, it's a bit different from the first one. It's a bit different from the first one. Okay. All right. So we have a carbon here. So this one is a carbon. We have a carbon there. This one is a carbon. We have a carbon there. And we have another carbon there. Okay. As well as another carbon there. And another carbon here. So for this one, we can actually consider going either this route I've shown, or we can go this route down here. Okay. Or we can go this route down here. So you discover that either way we are going to go, we are still going to have 4 carbons in it. Either way we choose, we are going to have 4 carbons. Okay. So now how can we name this one? How can we name this one? So as we did earlier, we can still we choose the parent name. What will be the parent name, and what branches are we having? Okay, so let's go ahead and identify the parent name. Okay, so since we are saying either way we go, we are going to have 4 carbons. If we choose to go up, or choose to go straight, we are still going to have 4 carbons. Okay, so I will choose to go straight. So let me go ahead and number my carbons. So this one will become my carbon number 1. This one will become my carbon number 2. This one will become my carbon number 3. And this one will become a carbon number 4. Okay. All right. So let me go ahead and indicate my parent name. So my parent name, sorry. Okay. Parent name to be butane. Branches so here I have methyl, 2 methyl groups, 2 methyl groups. Okay, so I am going to bring a new concept here. So we have the way we can identify the arrangement of branches. Okay, so the way it is this one, we can say we have a branch. This branch is on 2, and the other branch is on 3. So sometimes on this one you are not requested to indicate the cis and trans, but maybe we can talk about cis and trans later. But for now, let's use the knowledge that we have so far. Let's use the knowledge that we have so far. The UPAC name will be, so we have the first methyl group is at 2. So let's go ahead and say 2, comma 3, a hyphen, dimethyl, 2, comma 3, dimethyl butane, dimethyl butane. So that will be your UPAC name for this compound. So let's look at